We are live. This is the Rip It Market Update. I am your host, Bill Noble. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when this market is turning around now, at the end of the month, or the first week of August, or all three. Who is going to stop us? I refuse to get bearish. I refuse. This show is brought to you by my Patreon. Patreon.com/unhinged crypto. This snazzy QR code will help you get to Patreon, where for a small monthly fee, we give you podcasts, charts, and in our store, we have got a brand new report that just very conveniently fits into an unbelievable narrative with Aave doing a token buyback. Also, we're going to do some charts today with LuxAlgo. By the way, did I tell you that LuxAlgo is available inside of TradingView? It's not a separate product. Oh, yeah. You've seen me using it. There's an affiliate link in the description down below. Please check that out. Okay, let's welcome who's here. We have Noah, Patriot Caveman, first on the stream. Yes, I wish I was in Nashville as well. John Macon from Denmark, welcome. Welcome, T-Pod, Aiken, Joe Mike, what's happening? Silas is here. DC Precise in the house. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, everybody. What are we going to do today? We're going to talk about all the macro reasons why the Fed needs to cut rates right now. Right now. Okay? Absolutely right now. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about all the reasons why it was a bad idea to be bearish crypto. If you see these charts, when you see all the support that everybody sold into yesterday, you're going to be like, oh, man, can't believe I missed it. You haven't missed anything. Don't start this, I missed anything at these levels. They may give you a dip next week. They probably will. Fed meetings can be tricky, and equities guys have to rearrange their portfolio. Reality has set in equities, as in we need to get out, especially before our summer vacation. And reality has set in crypto, which is we got to get in. Who's we? Me, you, Franklin Templeton, Jersey City, state of Michigan. I don't know. You name it. How long's the line? How long's the line to get in? To get into what? Bitcoin, ETH, Solana. How many different sectors of altcoins you have? You know, finance, music, art, staking, real world assets, AI. Can you think of a sector that's not going to go up? They're talking about meme coin summer. Excellent. I don't care if cat coins lead the market. What I do care about is that the rest of the market will follow, because Wall Street and the general public herd are absolutely coming. It's all over the news, which I will go through. I will go through it. Okay. We want to welcome all our friends. We want to welcome Nut coming to us from Twitter in Norway. Welcome. Right. Art is here. Drowsies is here. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the show. John here. Bags are packed for the rate cut. So let's just get right to the news so I don't have to double tirade on rate cuts. Because, man, do I have a few things to say about that. Okay, so to state the obvious, this is the Patreon store. This is the new product. So for $55, you can get yourself a whole list of altcoins with support and resistance. So the report, which is spreadsheet-based, has a shelf life, right? In other words, if you're buying this report 7 months from now, you'll be like, okay, has this altcoin broken out above major resistance yet? Do I still have time to get in? Or in the event of something I don't know about. Where is the support in case we need it? Please check that out. The Fed, interest rates, they're too high. You've heard this from me. Apparently, Bank of America has been watching the show when they say the cooling economy will crack big tech even more. Tech dominance is one bad payroll number away from ending. Actually, I'll twist it for you. The end of tech dominance means in the future, there will be a bad payroll number because these companies, in order to jump over these earnings bars, as regrettable as it is, they are going to have to let people go, and Powell knows it. Powell knows it. So, this is on track. And as I've mentioned before, the Fed is already on the tape. Bill Dudley has said the facts have changed. So I've changed my mind about higher rates for longer. The Fed should cut, preferably at next week's policy meeting. I will be using LuxAlgo to show you a broader history of the last 25 years of interest rates, which shows they should cut in July. And if they don't, interest rates are going to absolutely fall out of bed starting in September. They can do it now in an orderly fashion, or they can wait until September for some sort of oopsie daisy. If they're smart, they do it now. Fed's favored price gauge rises at mild pace. How nice. We're all looking at PCE like a bunch of economics nerds. Meanwhile, QQQ is blowing up around us. Central bankers, they left rates too low for too long, and they've left rates too high for too long. Fed seen signaling that September, and they'll do it later. Tony Robbins has a saying, when would now be a good time? Now. Do it now. Now, even if they don't do it now, let's discuss what happened last night. This is in live stream on July 26th. Last night, we saw probably one of the worst closes in recent memories in stocks. Stocks were down, 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 and then they came screaming back. Everything looked fine, standard by the dip, only to see QQQ avalanche like 2% down to close 1% lower. And it looked like it was just going to fall apart and go to zero. It's like you were going to wake up tomorrow morning and stock futures were going to be limit down. Now, how bad did it look if you weren't there? If you were at the bar in Nashville? How bad? Well, real bad. Why? Because the plunge protection team at the Fed, a known entity, used to be a secret, now it's not. They hit the button and high-powered money flooded into the system. They probably sold VIX after hours, which helps pump up stocks. Now, they could have also put high-powered money in the system. They did the same thing in October of last year. That's when Powell wanted stocks higher for the election year. So they pumped the system full of money. And altcoins and crypto absolutely took off on the heels of the Bitcoin ETF with some high-powered sugar from Uncle Jerome. Same thing could have happened yesterday. Same thing. Like you looking at some of these altcoins up 5, 10, 15% after going straight down, high-powered money. Also, you could have had an end to forced selling. Month end still lurks, but you could have had an end to forced selling. In other words, when everyone is panicking and everyone's liquidating and everybody's risk management models are beeping, get out. If that stops, all selling stops and the market just rises. Like in Patreon, we called it the hot air balloon. The hot air balloon. Forced selling ends, up goes market. Now, speaking of what's changed, two little known headlines. One, when the market was cascading lower on the close yesterday, Aave popped 5%. Why? Because they're doing a token buyback. How do you do a token buyback? Well, you've got to have a profitable project, right? It's like decentralized finance, making money, buy back the token. Just like in in stocks, you have good earnings. You can pay a dividend or buy back the stock. They do it a lot. Then the next day, after Aave leads crypto out of the hole, we have our friends at Galaxy Digital and Mike Novogratz accepting accredited investors for compliant access to crypto's highest yielding Ethereum staking product. In other words, banks are making it easier for you to get crypto and yield on your crypto. Gee, could something that simple be that big? Yeah, Novogratz is on it, right? Aave is buying back the token. Why would you buy back the token? Why would you buy back the stock? Why would insiders buy stock or tokens? Because they think it's going massively higher. This is as old as the hill. Give me interest on my money, and insiders buy the stock or companies buy the stock back when they think the stock is going higher. Now, how can you log into Coinbase and take advantage of that? You don't need a DEX. You don't need anything. You need Coinbase. Go into Coinbase and, oh, look at this report, and we got all these coins. Boom, you're in. Because when Wall Street comes in, everyone's rating for Wall Street and BlackRock and everybody. I don't think we understand who everybody is. We didn't understand who everybody was with the Bitcoin ETF. We don't understand who everybody is with the Ethereum ETF. We're about to meet everybody. Now it's just a question of the Fed gymnastics, right? Like, is the Fed going to do the right thing, or are they going to disappoint and try to act like they're right when they're not, and then do it in September? Whatever. They wait until September to do it. They're asking for trouble. We'll have to deal with more volatility. But as you can see, what happens when the legacy gymnastics end? What happens? Crypto goes straight up. If there's another round of legacy gymnastics, crypto may just look at it and go, whatever. Okay, US spot Ethereum ETFs sees, oh my God, 150 million of outflows on the third day. Gee, I'm so scared I have to sell my Ethereum at the low. At the low. Congratulations to everybody who sold the low in Ethereum. Just like congratulations to the German government for selling all your crypto below 60 to Michael Saylor. He is undoubtedly very happy at the Bitcoin conference with you. Okay. Bitcoin outperforms broader market. Aave is surging following token buyback proposal. Hello. And I had this report I've been working on for a week. Best get busy on that. BlackRock foresees very little interest in crypto ETFs beyond Bitcoin. Okay, so let's talk about this. BlackRock owns the Bitcoin ETF, so they don't really want competition. That's typical of big Wall Street firms. And, they may be right that Wall Street as a whole may only be able to handle Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana right out of the gate. But that's not going to stop Grayscale from making all its little competing ETFs. Everybody's assuming Grayscale is kind of dead. I disagree. They've already got an AI ETF. They have a privacy ETF that's got my pet project Zcash on an up-only basis to the point where I'm too chicken to mention it, even though I just mentioned it. It's just, they're just going to come in to all these smaller altcoins and act like a permabid. So when people in legacy go, I would really like to get more involved in this. How can I get more involved? They're going to start with Bitcoin. They're going to start with Ethereum. They're going to do it on Coinbase. They're going to do it in the stock market. And then they're going to move into Grayscale's product. And Grayscale's going to do XRP. Grayscale's going to do the whole altcoin universe. They're going to make the top 100 altcoins available in the stock market. And people thought GBTC was a joke back in the day until 2017. And then everybody was buying GBTC. That was the original Bitcoin stock market product. So, yeah, BlackRock may not think there's big interest in anything outside the Bitcoin ETFs, but that doesn't mean there's not going to be any interest in crypto. The Bitcoin ETF is a starting point. 87% of the people speaking at the Bitcoin conference are dudes. So crypto bros are everywhere. What else is new? What is the take from this? Well, if it's just the crypto bros now, what happens when everybody else follows? The internet was a bunch of guys playing video games, right? Remember the internet when it first came out? I do, right? Now, you can't get people of any demographic off the internet, right? Like, who shops at Amazon? Crypto bros. They are all coming. I saw this yesterday. I don't have it here. Apple iOS 18. You can transfer Bitcoin by touching your phone to somebody else's phone via the Bitcoin Lightning Network. You think it's just crypto bros anymore? I don't. Right? Enjoy the last crypto bro only conference. So for the crypto bros, we have Bitboy, not affiliated with the influencer. This is play to earn Bitcoin on a Nintendo-style Game Boy from back in the day. Play to earn Bitcoin, $450. Also does DPIN. Right. And crypto is going lower. Crypto could rise and fall with legacy on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. 2.9 million Ethereum held by 9 Ethereum ETFs. Okay. So that's 2.9 million Ethereum. And why would those Ethereum go anywhere? If anything, you're going to find out a way eventually to stake that Ethereum, even though they're not allowed to right now. People who are buying this Ethereum ETF with Ethereum at 3,000, they're like, yeah, we're not selling. We're buying this because we're leaving NVIDIA and other things because, simply put, they made their money there. And, oh, by the way, Ethereum does very well when the dollar is lower and metals are higher, right? And metals have just bottomed. Metals got caught in this sell everything wave. We'll try to look at the charts if we have time via live TA. Okay, spot Ethereum trading volume cools because no one wants to buy the market at a bottom. That's the definition of a bottom. There are no buyers. This thing yesterday in QQQ probably was like the all-time classic. Market looks like it's going to zero. No one would ever touch it. Everyone has to be short. Boom, the plunge protection team comes in the next day. Now, that doesn't mean they can't hit all that next week because you're not going to unwind, years of froth in a day. But if high-powered money's in the system, that limits the downside in crypto. Staking in Ethereum ETFs is a question of time. I agree. It's a question of time. Now, a little bit on the rumor mill. I saw this guy at Karate Combat the other night. So wish I was there. There's a rumor that he's going to drop out and, endorse the big man, or he can just see what percentage of the other side's vote he can get. Because I have no idea who the current administration's candidate. I have no idea what portion of the vote they can possibly garner. That said, this gentleman deserves all the credit for big politicians adopting crypto. Because this guy was like, I'm going to buy all the Bitcoin in the world and stick it in the U.S. Treasury. So whether this guy runs or gets elected or not, this was the guy that turned it. Now, on the subject of staking, the DeFi, Jito releases open source restaking. So crypto has gotten in trouble with this, but how many big cryptos do you think can have staking and then have Wall Street come in and offer staking and yields on staking like bank deposits or CDs? How about giving crypto assets interest rates? Hello, it's going to happen. It is happening. Just no one's looking at it. Okay, MicroStrategy on board to onboard more people. The biggest crypto bro of all. There was an inspirational video that went around 2 or 3 days ago. Mike's like, How many pairs of glasses are you wearing? 1. How many chairs are you sitting in? 1. How many microphones you got? How many webcams you got? 1. What do you need? 2. You need to diversify in case one breaks. Are you all in? Yeah, Mike's all in. Mike is all in. I am not getting bearish crypto. U.S. consumer sentiment slides to 66. Kind of wondering when this is going to get the Fed's attention. You know what I mean? When is this going to get their attention? I guess, what does it have to go back down to 50? You know, when is enough enough? How hard can you squeeze people before they go, oh, yeah, you know, this interest rate thing is a little bit much. This is a little bit much. Okay, Franklin Templeton. Who's Franklin Templeton? Franklin Templeton. It's your grandpa's mutual fund company. They want in on crypto. They wanted in on crypto a year ago. BlackRock stole their thunder. Now they want to be in the news every day about it. They want this Solana ETFs. They want real world assets on the blockchain. There's already money market mutual funds using stablecoins. So take your stablecoin, deposit it, and you know what? They give you a money market mutual fund for your stablecoins that lives on chain. Interest on money. Get some. Jersey City. Jersey City. What's Jersey City? Well, it's the little town next to Hoboken. Some of it's on the Hudson River. Some of it's not. Some of it's nice. Some of it's a rough and tumble place. Guess what? A local mayor's like, yeah, we're getting along. We got a tax problem here. Yeah, they do have a tax problem in Jersey. Taxes are too high. What are they going to do? They got to get revenue. Let's go. And underneath here, RFKJ fully committed to Bitcoin. Everybody's fully committed to Bitcoin. So if everyone's fully committed to Bitcoin, why are we selling? Why is everyone selling? What are we doing? Right? Markets brace for volatility as VIX rises. Right as the Fed sells it. So I think there is some risk on the Asia Open in case there's somebody liquidating in Japan still. Not saying everything's totally out of the woods. Don't be bearish. If it goes down, you'll be like, oh, look, it's down. It's now a time for emotional evenness in crypto. We've had our crash. Right? These guys in legacies have to sell treasuries and sell junk bonds and sell stocks. Great. Awesome. It's just speeding. It's just increasing the speed to which they all wind up over here with us. Period. Right? Now, this is for real deal, TA. Right? People are drawing trend lines, and guys are saying that, you know, when they don't back off a trend line, there's a distinct possibility that they could just blow through this. That is possible. That is possible because, again, what is the case to be negative Bitcoin? There isn't any. There's none. So, you know, and, you know, you have the big man speaking on Saturday. State of Michigan in the house. Am I overdoing it? Right? Now, you know, I don't mind this, but I would prefer not, right? Everybody's looking for the hot summer trade. Now, meme coin traders want meme coins, AI traders, Bitcoin traders, maxis, ETF people. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. I think speculative assets will have a hard time until the Fed has to really drop the hammer on rates. We'll do some live TA on that before PowerPoint. I'm doing it right now. Okay. Sela says Gensler isn't fully committed to Bitcoin. He would need a neural implant to make him become committed. Yeah. Or the left figures out that the best way they can ingratiate themselves to the crypto bros is just let Gensler go home early. Frankly, I'm sure the guy's exhausted, right? He's exhausted. mean, he's just not a super popular guy and hasn't done anything. I mean, he lost every court case. I mean, you know, what kind of think tank is Gensler going to go through unless Gensler is going to turn around and get hired by the crypto industry to fight what's left of his minions? I don't know. Right? Randall is here. Romania in the house. Welcome. Okay. Now, this is just a reminder. We have Traveler88 was just about to ask me about Zcash. Yeah, man. Zcash went from 15 to 30. Willimeter is not too late and not too early. He's right on time. Pancakes and peanut butter in the house, reminding you to hit the like button. Go He is here. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Okay, let's go. Live TA, interest rates, the Fed, LuxAlgo, all of it. Just as a reminder, okay, the LuxAlgo affiliate link is down below. Please check that out with the QR code. All right. So you're like, oh, goodness, Bill, what is this? This is a very busy chart. This is the 1 year or 52-week Treasury bill interest rate. So this thing will hug Fed funds very tightly. This is a reflection of where very short-term interest rates are. Okay, in this case, this is the year 2000. Interest rates collapsed starting in August of the year 2000. Hello. That was the last tech bubble. LuxAlgo gave you a signal in March, okay, in January, I'm sorry, early in 2001, and the real collapse in interest rates was 9/11, 7 months later. Over here, the top in interest rates, according to LuxAlgo, was in late 2006, and by August of 2007, interest rates were collapsing. So this took 7 months. This is the great financial crisis. That took 10 months to roll over. Over here, you've got all these LuxAlgo signals hinting at lower rates. The signal was roughly 7 months ago. So that either means the Fed drops interest rates in July, or something happens in August and September, and they have to go crazy at the September meeting, creating 10 bars out until October. So interest rates can start going down gradually now, or they can have a precipitous decline in September. Either way, crypto is going to start moving before that. Even if they hit it next week, I don't care. I just don't care, right? Even if it's nasty. Interest rates, now, not only do interest rates go down, but interest rates are going like altcoin down. They're going straight down because that's what's happened in the past. Because the Fed has never engineered a soft landing. This is the proof, right? They over tighten, and then when rates go down, they just completely collapse because they cause a problem. The exception is COVID, right? The Fed didn't cause that problem. They created the inflation problem by printing 14 trillion. Central banks printed 14 trillion in 1 month. But, you know, they never get it right. Never. And this is no exception. Look at LuxAlgo, all these like Elliott wave signals going, hey. The Fed is cutting rates. High-powered money is in the system. It's in the system. Okay, now we're going to PowerPoint. We're going to talk legacy and big cap crypto. Your market update, not investment advice. Okay, with legacy, 5,500 in S&P futures is going to be important. Okay, so, you know, equities fell. Just checking on where S&P futures is right now. 1 second. I am looking. Okay, S&P futures at 54.97, and the resistance is right here, somewhere in the 5,500 area. So if stocks break out, great. If stocks fail at resistance, well, you know, beware the failed rally, blah, 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 blah. But again, this thing went down and it met the Fed. So if it goes down more, it'll meet the Fed at the end of the month. You think Powell's going to step up to the microphone If he does and he says something stupid, this is going to careen lower. How is that in their interest? It's not. That's why crypto is trading the way that it is. That's why it's trading the way that it is. Okay, Nasdaq, down only with resistance above. And, if you look at a 4-hour chart, it's not down only enough. I don't think you've seen capitulation in tech. And I don't know if we're going to see capitulation this week or next week. You might. Like, the tech bubble doesn't resolve itself because of one bounce, which is why you have to think twice about, buying altcoins up 15%, which is why the report has like support and resistance levels. Most of the altcoins in the report are at mid-range. It's okay to see what happens with Nasdaq next week. It is. And it's okay to let the Fed come and go. If they cut rates, buy the cut. That's what I'm doing. That's my personal plan. The dollar. Anybody remember this? These X signals from LuxAlgo's Elliott wave indicator? Yeah. Good luck with this. This has got to go lower. The next administration wants it lower. It's got to go lower. I mean, it's a Netflix series. The country is a Netflix show. Guys wearing masks, giving speeches, body cam footage of all kinds of weird stuff going on in Pennsylvania. Interest rates are too high. Consumer sentiment falling out of bed. Hello? This has to be reflected in the currency at some point. Interest rates, short-term interest rates, 2-year note interest rates. They go up, they fall. 2-year note is expecting like 80 basis points in cuts. This is the yield curve. So the yield curve, when there's going to be a recession, inverts, meaning short-term interest rates are higher than long-term interest rates. An inverted yield curve is a signal of a recession. The yield curve has been inverted for so long, it's bored people to tears. However, the longer the yield curve remains inverted, the worse the recession. Yes, that's right. I just said the R word. Then when the recession is near, the yield curve uninverts. Why? Because short-term interest rates start falling in the bond market. The bond market, most of the bond market can move in advance of the Fed. They can move in advance of the Fed. They don't need to wait. And if you look at this, this is the yield curve going from negative to positive. Short-term rates going from high to low, all by lonesome. Right? So somebody's going to get laid off. Something's going to happen. Tech stocks are going to blow up. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, the bond market is saying it's here now. Total crypto market cap on my favorite 20-hour chart. Looks like they sold the market all day for the last 2 days into support. Thank you very much. By the way, total crypto market cap is $2 trillion. There are 4 stocks bigger than all of crypto. And I think another stock is bigger than just all of Bitcoin. The future of money. We buying one of those tech stocks as a reserve asset for the treasury? I don't think so. I don't think so. MicroStrategy. What did I do? Okay, I hit a button. Yes, Cathargo. Cathargo says, okay. Okay, there I am. Cathargo says, bond market is saying, yeah, exactly. MicroStrategy, gee, they sold it right into LuxAlgo support. How funny, right? It's like you're present. It's like that, the thing they give you at the door, they give you, like, you get your ticket and you get your bag that you put conference stuff in. They always give you like a t-shirt. They gave you some MicroStrategy stock on support. Bitcoin ETF, right on support. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, boys. Please come back next week and sell me more at 35 because I have a video that says it's going to 50. Which you should watch. I've also got something for XRP, which I haven't talked about. You want to talk about a bear trap in XRP? Oh my goodness, that moved to 50 cents or 40 cents. Wow. You could really move. That's a good LuxAlgo tutorial video. Total 3 told the Patreon group to sit tight because Total 3 was in the middle of a LuxAlgo support and resistance band. And then they just wiped out Total 3 right into support, like literally. This is so amazing because this is like it's a market cap chart. This thing, it's like to the number. Why are we bearish? Even if it goes back down here, I mean, they're going to sell everything back into support. Okay. Right? I mean, equities are eventually going to get theirs and that can affect crypto, but the market just told you what the future looks like. It's just a question of whether it starts now, whether the Fed continues it, but time in the market matters more than timing the market, right? Like everyone's like, okay, maybe Bitcoin's going to break out above 68. Well, okay, yeah. But I mean, you got to have Bitcoin. You got to have been pulling Bitcoin in at 64, right down here. I mean, it's just this 70 should be up here. But if Bitcoin's holding 64, it could just go to 70. I mean, why not? I mean, stocks are closed over the weekend. Now, again, I don't know how crazy you have to be buying strength in front of a central bank meeting. That would be, now that I say that, that kind of feels like the tough trade. And sometimes the tough trade is the best trade. Okay, LuxAlgo is inserting support underneath Bitcoin on the way up. Frequently, that leads to upside continuation, and that is the market update. That is the market update. Okay. Okay, no, that was a stock image. I am learning how to operate the streaming system myself. So yes, that was a stock image. Okay. Crypto Dough from Twitter. Welcome. Welcome anybody who's coming in via Twitter. Also, just a reminder, please hit the like button. Willimeter with a with a super chat. Video game controller poses triumphantly in between the words critical hit. Right on. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Okay. Aiken says, I hear Bitcoin needs to close above 63.5K for the month in order for us to be in a historical positive range. Okay. I think what Bitcoin needs to, we'll look at it. I mean, let's just look at it. Let's just get the screen and get the screen. And let's pull up Bitcoin monthly and see what we can do. Oh my goodness. So this is Bitcoin monthly on Coinbase. This doesn't exist anywhere else. So it looks like Bitcoin monthly on Coinbase is taking the old highs. Again, not a lot of history. This is Bitcoin against Tether on Coinbase, but it's just interesting, right? So this is Bitcoin versus Tether on Coinbase monthly. They're just sliding this huge support block underneath Bitcoin. I don't think you're going to see that anywhere else, but this is basically LuxAlgo's way of telling you on a monthly basis in that particular chart that Bitcoin is not going lower. Okay, now if you look at a Bitcoin monthly chart over here, okay, one thing you're going to see, if I bring this down, okay, is that Bitcoin is trying to break out of a Fibonacci circle structure. Sometimes when Bitcoin breaks out of a Fibonacci circle structure, like over here, sometimes that can get it going. It got it going in 2022. I'm looking for my arrow. Okay, I can't find my arrow. Over here, this was when Bitcoin exited. Bitcoin exited over here. You didn't get a lot of gratification right away, but you got a lot of gratification over here. In other words, it's like moving through time. Bitcoin went all the way down, tested the bottom of the circle on a monthly basis. I don't know. What's the upside target? 95? There's a report that discusses targets for September using the historical data machine. You might want to check that out. What is the max upside for Bitcoin in September? Okay, Silas wants us to look at Ondo, which I'd be happy to do. Okay, Ondo's now over $1. Okay, Ondo did a lot. You know, Ondo never went down during the bear market. So that probably puts Ondo in some kind of range. Okay. And whatever Ondo does, it can take the whole rest of the market with it. The whole rest of the market. As you can see, all these real world asset plays, right? Up 7%, up 4%, right? Polymesh, right? These coins were destroyed over the summer. Destroyed. They got to come back, right? Again, check the Patreon report for more. I mean, look at Arrow. Look at this, right? This is the DEX on base. We had a range between 86 and 105, and it looks like they want to travel the whole range in one day. Now, you know, when something's up 20% in one day, you have to kind of ask yourself, all right, you know, is this going to be some wild swinging action inside this range? Maybe. Okay, Turbo did not make the new report. That was not one of the ones we selected, but I can do it live TA for my friend Aiken for sure. Okay, LuxAlgo has support underneath, and it couldn't even get down there. Okay, the take profit target is 0.008. Whatever happened in Turbo was natural. It was just an organic correction after doing a big rally. So, you know, and Rune is in the same. Look at Rune. They sold Rune cross-chain DeFi right into support at 4 something, 430. Next stop, like 575. Like, why would it stop? Why would it stop? I mean, yes, when you have stuff up 10% in one day because the plunge protection team was in, okay, I get it. I understand, right? I also understand that if you wanted to just like take your time and pick your coins and pick your spots. Okay, now we're going to go to a very tactical chart in QQQ. So this is tech stocks, right? We're going to go to, we'll use Nasdaq Futures. Okay, so this is a 45-minute chart. So this is what brought the Fed in. And as you can see, in case the FOMO is uncontrollable, in legacy, that's not good. In crypto, it can be bullish, but this looks kind of like a bear flag to me, right? Here's where the Fed came in last night. S&P futures, you know, the broader S&P looks okay, but you don't want to see a failed rally. You just don't, right? So if we go to a 4-hour chart in S&P, because, you know, this matters, right? You start doing retracement work. Okay, never quite made the 38% retracement. Okay, it made the 38% retracement of this down leg. You know, that's not good. That's not good. And they got problems over there. That's not a secret, right? Just because the plunge protection team came in doesn't mean it's over. It doesn't. Not over there. Not over there. In either case, You know, I don't see this making some kind of glorious blow off top, although somebody brought that up. And you know what? If that happens, I would be perfectly okay with that. The simple fact of the matter is Bitcoin and crypto is a much better idea. It's a much better idea, right? Here's Galaxy Digital. Look what they did in Galaxy Digital. They had the stock at 19 and they dropped it to like 15.5 yesterday. Then if you look at a weekly chart in Galaxy Digital, can you even tell that yesterday's drop happened? Can you even tell? Every day, Novogratz has a new announcement for this stock. And he keeps tweeting. He's like, I'm grinding. He's a wrestler. I'm grinding. I'm grinding. I'm making announcements. I'm opening venture funds. I'm grinding. I'm grinding. So that one day when this thing like does what it does last night, kind of like on a permanent basis, like as in it's going up and it's not coming back down because, you know, the excesses in debt, currencies, stocks, whatever, it's all coming home to Bitcoin, people. It's all coming home to crypto, right? They got to get out of whatever they're in and they got to get over here. We got a whole financial system waiting for it. Really. Got a whole financial system just waiting for them to come on over. Okay. Coinbase on a weekly basis. Let's go to a daily chart of Coinbase. So, you know, what's everybody all bearish about? Coinbase is getting to a point where, you know, we could be expecting an up-only phase. This blue line is like the reverse of the bear market. We haven't really gotten this parabolic ascent. We could get it soon, right? Powell, I'm sure, is dying to cut rates. He was dying to cut rates 2 meetings ago. But he just can't get the data. Now he's got the data and he's got equities falling apart. So if he sits around and says, we have to wait 1 more month, that would be a mistake. That might cause crypto volatility, but policy error is the legacy nerd term. Policy error is bullish crypto. Rate cuts are bullish crypto. Policy error and not doing rate cuts right now is bullish crypto. It's just a question of what the prices are when the move starts. That's all. That's all, right? Oh, yeah, gold. You want to talk about ridiculous? So gold breaks out of a diamond, and for whatever reason, they decide to hit it back down on top of the diamond, right? I mean, it doesn't look any better than this. It doesn't look any better than that because the upside target is this. It's like clean live TA. It's like, okay, 2,500. Okay, let's sell it at 20. Let's like sell it at 2,300. Oh, okay. Look at silver. I mean, you know, this is a daily chart. I'll go to 20 hour. Okay. So silver's got some resistance, but on the daily chart, like the Elliott wave seems clearer. Silver goes up and then goes A, B, C. And this little X is a great little LuxAlgo Elliott wave signal, like the 13 bottom in DeMark that says, hey, pay attention. That might be it. That might be it. Oversold condition, overbought condition is over. Silver, everybody got stopped out. Who got stopped out in silver? Everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like people get in these consensus trades. You know, they want to be long. They want to stay long. They wiped out everybody in silver that's gotten long since May. Since May, they wiped out everybody in this range with this move. Not wiped them out, but they ran all the stops. It's so classic. They run all the stops. They get everybody out. It happens in bull markets all the time. People think bull markets are easy. They are not easy. Look at what we've been living through in crypto for 2 months, and you lived through it with, you know, in 2020. It was the same thing. It was like 2 to 3 months. And by the time it was over, everyone was doubting themselves. Okay. CLOS is asking, is 92K likely next price range? As many claim, in my opinion. Well, you know, the new report in Patreon can give you a scientific, not the new one, the old-ish one, about upside targets in September. I mean, I've already said I think Bitcoin can go to, you know, Bitcoin at 100K at the end of the year is reasonable. Bitcoin at 125 in March is also reasonable. I mean, so why can't they do it all right now? I mean, I know that's moon boy-ish, right? I mean, you need the Fed to cooperate. You need consistent, high-powered money in the system. But why does the Fed want a debacle in an election year? I mean, they don't, right? They don't. They don't want to get blamed for something terrible happening. Okay, someone was just asking for HUT 8. So you definitely had hedge funds get short this stuff. They all got squeezed out. I'm pretty sure HUT 8, like if you look at this Elliott wave, which is super useful, okay, HUT 8 probably has to get back above 1636. Okay, but it does look like they ran all the stops. Okay, another level you might use is 1579. If HUT 8 is above 1579, I think it's okay. Again, any attempt to hit NASDAQ again, any attempt to wash these crypto stocks out, I say just take it from them. Just take it from them. I mean, they gave you a nice dip. HUT 8 was at 20, then it went to 15. And if they give you a bigger dip, I mean, you know, 12 would be juicy, but that would be really painful to look at. I mean, that would be a level for a NASDAQ crash. But I'm sick of talking about NASDAQ crashes. I really want to talk about crypto going up, because I think the difference between now and 2000 is that crypto, in this case, is what's going to relieve the pressure in the system. In 2000, 2008, 1987, you know, 1929, and all these years, the way they had to relieve the pressure in the system was to sell everything. In this case, there's an alternative thing that you can buy. It's that simple. So if there's a problem in fill in the blank, that stuff can go down or crypto can go up a lot. Something's going to move a lot. What just happened last night? I mean, am I being a moon boy? I mean, you know, the Fed's going to do what the Fed's going to do, and we're going to have to react to that after the algorithms get done with it. That's why it's complicated, right? Because algorithms trade the news, and then we have to trade the news. But what happened last night is, you know, an example of how this can go. Now, is last night a small example? Probably. But is it a foreshadowing of a big example where, as I said in Patreon, right, crypto turns into a hot air balloon and just goes straight up? Straight up, man. Here it is. Patreon members had it 2 days before it happens. The day is coming where the market takes off like a hot air balloon. We are so close. Common sense points to concern in equities. So you get your own customized coaching podcast. Come on over, pay us a visit. The link is in the description down below. Okay, to sum it up, crypto will rise even if equities fall. Rates are going lower. Prepare yourself now. Pay us a visit.